Hi, Bernadette Jansen from the School of Renovating again. Now, in this video, I'm going to map out how we've structured the renovation that I'm doing as a joint venture with my daughter in order to help her to build a deposit to purchase a property and to make some profit from my point of view. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how we're setting up the financing, how we are structuring the workload, and some things to look out for. So firstly, we've bought the property. So Hannah lives in Melbourne and we live in Sydney. So that's an obstacle in some ways, but because research is the foundation of renovation, risk management and profit, then I needed to buy the property in Sydney because I have researched my area and understand my area. So we made the decision that that's what we would do. So we purchased the property for $910,000. Okay, so over and above that $910,000, we need the stamp duty, the buying costs, the money that we spend on inspections, the renovation costs, the holding costs like the interest, the utility costs, the strata fees, it's actually an apartment, and the selling costs. So all of those things need to be factored in, and they come to a total of $143,000. Because we don't need the selling costs up front, they come out after the sale of the renovated property, we don't need to fund that. So we can take about $27,000 off that for now when we're talking about cash flow. So that brings us down to, we need $116,000 in addition to the property. Okay, so what I've done is sent Hannah off to get an investment loan to buy a property worth $910,000, which she has done. And so she has financial approval to purchase that property. But we needed $180,000 in, or just a little bit more, but for argument's sake, we'll call it $180,000 in deposit, and the loan is for $730,000 roughly. Okay, so she's got a loan for $730,000. So now we need $180,000 plus $116,000 to complete the project. This is predominantly a cosmetic renovation. I like to call it the renovating sweet spot. A cosmetic renovation, but with an edge to really amp up the profit potential of it. Okay? So first things first, where's the money come from? So we've got the apartment covered with the investment loan, except we need the $180,000 deposit. So what I have is a line of credit from another property, which I put into a bucket. I call that my renovation bucket. And I'm drawing on that for those other costs. Okay, so this is a line of credit, my line of credit, so I've drawn on that for the deposit and also for these costs, the actual project costs. So there are some legalities that go with this. When you're doing a joint venture, doesn't matter who you're doing it with, whether it's family or whether it's someone you don't know, you must always pay attention to process and make sure that it is appropriately documented and both your interests are protected. So, but this is just the bird's eye view of what's happening. So basically, Hannah has the investment loan, we have the equity that is filling in the gaps. Okay, so we will share the tasks. Obviously, buying the property I've done because I know my area. Hannah's not researched her area, and it's absolutely essential you get the right property. That's the first thing. So the next thing, I will do most of the renovating, but Hannah, because she has a finance background, will be able to manage the bookkeeping and the things that can be done remotely, the documentation, which is a big part of a renovation. Okay? So we will complete the renovation, and when we complete it, the finished project will be worth approximately $1.15 million. which will produce between 90,000 and 100 profit. At the end of the project, we will then split that profit, and voila, that's a lovely big chunk of money to go into Hannah's deposit fund. Now, there's just a couple of things I wanted to point out. Firstly, the holding costs, the interest. I have actually factored that into this. It's coming out of the bucket. The reason we do that is so that there's no pressure on her to be making payments, and so that she can continue her current saving regime towards her deposit. So it's a two-pronged approach to getting this big chunk of money so she can buy a property. Actually, that's probably the main thing I need to tell you. So we've done it to keep the pressure off, so that if we wanted to, we could do more of these. We could do them one after the other. And so it's a win-win for both of us. We're making money, she's making money, so it's a great outcome. So I think that's about all I need to share with you today. So if you've liked this video, please feel free to share it with anyone that you know that might be interested in giving their kids a kickstart. The main thing to remember is this does not require money out of your pocket. You need to have equity in a property, and of course there are lots of details with the setup, which I'm not going to go into now, but if you would like to know more, please feel free to email us and watch out for our videos. Thank you.